Good morning, everyone. I am Paul Lawrence, the proud principal of the Ann H. Kilgore Gifted Center, where we seek to nurture and challenge the gifted learner. I'd like to start this morning on this beautiful morning, couldn't ask for a better day, by welcoming guests. First, I begin with a school board member, the Honorable Chairwoman Ann Cherry, the Honorable Stephanie Jackson Afanja, the Honorable Tina Banks Gray, the Honorable Joseph Kilgore, and the Honorable Jason Samuels. City Council members, the Honorable Councilman Chris Bowman, the Honorable Councilman Steve Brown, the Honorable Councilwoman Chris Sneed, of course, City Manager Mary Bunting, Sheriff Karen Bowden, State Delegate serving the 92nd District, Delegate Juwan Ward, serving the 91st District, Delegate Martha Mugler, representing Bobby Scott, serving the 3rd District, Miss Giselle Russell, and members of the Hampton City Schools Division Leadership Team, Dr. Jeffrey Smith, Dr. John Caggiano, Deputy Superintendent of Curriculum, Instruction, and Assessment, Dr. Stacia Barreau, Chief of Elementary School Leadership and Compensatory Programs, Ann Bain, Director of Community and Legislative Relations, and Ms. Kelly Gorel, the Executive Director of Public Relations and Marketing. I'd also like to welcome members of the Kilgore PTSA Board. Thank you for being with us this morning. Our community partners, and of course, the members of Ann Kilgore's family who could join us here today. If you guys could all wave. We're so happy that so many of you were able to join us this morning. And then finally, members of the Kilgore family, the entire Kilgore community who are present, who are joining us streaming. Especially like to recognize our NJHS ambassadors that are out here this morning. So I hope everybody had a chance to meet with them this morning. And on just a quick personal note, I'd like to share that one of Ann Kilgore's daughters, Dr. Ashby Kilgore, gave me my very first teaching job at Woodside High School in Newport News. So this is a really, really cool moment for me. Thanks for the opportunity, Dr. Kilgore. I'm really pleased that I'm able to celebrate this event with you and your family this morning. Today marks a new beginning, and we are excited about a new school year under a new name, the Ann H. Kilgore Gifted Center. It's truly a pleasure to be with you today. And on behalf of the Kilgore faculty and staff and my assistant principal, Dr. Ron Holloman, where you at, Ron? Thank you, Ron. I would like to extend a heartfelt welcome on such a momentous occasion. As mayor of Hampton, Ann Kilgore led our city through many challenges. Within the halls of our center, our students and the staff look to aspire to Mayor Kilgore's courage and her perseverance, and look to her example as they grow into our leaders of tomorrow here in Hampton. As we become the Ann H. Kilgore Gifted Center, we will strive to embody the principles by which she lived her life in the service of her students and her community. At this point in our program, we're going to hear from a couple of speakers. So first, I would like to welcome to the podium School Board Chair Ann Cherry. Thank you, Ms. Cherry.
Thank you so much, and good morning. What an awesome morning it is. I can tell you, when the school board started to have discussions about the names to be applied to which schools, the name of Ann H. Kilgore was personal to me, as I'm sure it was personal to her two daughters, Ashby and Betsy. And it was personal to me because for many, many years, I felt as though I was a part of the Ann Kilgore family. because it was in 1969 that Ann Kilgore took a chance on a young graduate from West Virginia State, a young African-American woman who had skills but no experience. And she said, I want that young lady to work alongside me as my assistant as we prepare to celebrate the opening of what we know to now be the Hampton Coliseum. That young woman was me. So I started looking back in some of my wonderful memories that I had penned regarding Miss Kilgore, and I found this. This is 1969. This is my Miss Ann Kilgore with me, a bright-eyed, bushy-tailed young woman who knew that I was getting ready to be mentored by the very, very best. We would work together on so many things after that, to include pieces like the United States Indoor National Tennis Tournament being held right here. And as you probably know the history of Ann Kilgore, I just want to reiterate that we all know she served for decades on the Hampton City Council, but she was a mayor for many, many, many years, and she was a mayor who met every challenge there was. She led by wit, she led by wisdom, and she led by enthusiasm. And Mr. Samuels, Mr. Jason Samuels, my fellow school board member, and I always use this quote from Will Rogers. And if you've heard it before, you've heard it said before, please excuse us, but when you find a good quote that just fits, you use it. And Will Rogers said, even if you're on the right track, if you just sit there, you're still going to get run over. Ann Kilgore didn't sit there. She was a mover and a shaker. And on her watch, not only was the Hampton Coliseum built, but City Hall was built. The police station was built. And while mayor, the city donated the land for a college, which we know now as Thomas Nelson Community College. She was a wonderful woman, and I can tell you, Phoebus High School, our own very Phoebus High School, would not exist today if it were not for Ann Kilgore, who traveled overseas, saw a school that internally had no walls, and the academic program was so awesome, she came back to Hampton and said, I want one of those, and I want it in the most deserving area, thus Phoebus High School. Now, I can tell you education was of key importance to her, but little known fact that in 1965, because you know she was an English teacher at Hampton High School also, in 1965 she established a scholarship in her name for girls throughout the entire division of Hampton City Schools who were interested in pursuing careers in government and or community service. But of all the accomplishments, she credits this one, and I do too, and the citizens of Hampton do as well. Ann Kilgore successfully desegregated the schools in Hampton and desegregated the businesses in Hampton. While that is worthy of many applauses, because while throughout Virginia and throughout the nation there was massive resistance to the Supreme Court's decision on Brown versus the Board of Education, she came out of her house in Wythe and she said, this will not happen in Hampton. We are better than this. So we owe a lot to that lady, Ann Kilgore, a hero for all. Thank you.
So what do you say after that, right? Not very much. Let me start by saying members of the Hampton School Board, state and city officials, family members, and distinguished guests, good morning to you. Today certainly brings us to a memorable place that we all know that will be etched as a historical moment for our city and school community. The Hampton City School Board is to be commended for their courageous leadership in the recent renaming of 5 of our schools. Let's give them a hand. We are grateful for the rich legacy of the Honorable Ann H. Kilgore and her many, many contributions to the city of Hampton and this school division. We are humbled that one of our very own teachers who taught at Hampton High School, the Hampton High School, and who, as an educator and our mayor, blazed the trail for improving interracial relations and integration. I'm equally humbled and honored that both of the Honorable Ann Kilgore's daughters, Miss Betsy Bird and Dr. Ashby Kilgore, followed their mother's footsteps as outstanding educators. As a school division, our commitment to equity will remain at the forefront of our business of teaching and learning as we prepare all of our young people to be college, career, and life ready. Thank you for being present today, and as we cut the ribbon in just a moment, I challenge us to remember the life of the Honorable Ann Kilgore. We will forever remember and keep alive her passion for the city of Hampton and an educational system for all. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Cherry and Dr. Smith. Now we're going to do the ribbon cutting, and so we're going to invite some folks up here. So if we could have all the members of the Kilgore family please join us. If Dr. Smith and Ms. Cherry, if you could join us here. Dr. Holloman, Dr. Johns, if you could join us at the front. And then could I also invite our students that are here today to join us up front. We're going to do the ribbon cutting right here because we felt like it would look nice with the sign in the background, and I wanted to include as many people as we could. On behalf of Dr. Ron Holloman, my assistant principal, and Dr. Johns, our gifted director, I'd like to thank School Board Chair Ann Cherry and Hampton City Schools Superintendent Dr. Jeffrey Smith for your kind remarks, words of encouragement, and continued support. A special thank you is extended to all the stakeholders and friends of the Ann H. Kilgore Gifted Center for making this ceremony possible. I'd like to extend a special thank you to our maintenance department for helping make the place look great, our graphics department for all the wonderful signs that you see in the print shop, PEG TV for doing our live streaming this morning and sharing that with our whole community, and everyone in the HCS family who worked behind the scenes to get us ready for a new year with our new name. Today marks a new beginning, a new journey, a new legacy, and new opportunities for achieving excellence. Our students and staff will continue to do great things here, and we need your help. As you know, it takes a village. I ask that you continue to embrace us in our mission of nurturing and challenging the gifted students in Hampton. And let's begin today by thanking our National Junior Honor Society ambassadors who assisted us with the program today. Thank you, guys. Before you leave today, I would encourage everyone to please sign our guest book so we have a great record of the ceremony today. We've got coffee and we've got water and we've got wonderful cookies with the symbol on them. And we want to say thank you again. Thank you, everyone, for coming today. It was great seeing you, and I hope everybody had a great time.